Yes, good afternoon. It's just about afternoon, isn't it? Good afternoon. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. So, an outgoing from Tottenham Hotspur, and also Spurs are, let me get the word right, considering. We're considering. It's good. I mean, we've considered a lot of players over the years. Spurs are considering making a move for Bradley Locko. So we'll look into that in a minute. First of all, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. People from all over the place joining to watch some more football, Spurs, general football conversation. Where are we? We're going to talk about Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott leaving the football club. The second coming of Harry Kane, I was told, for years and years and years. Give him a chance. He's going to be brilliant. This boy is generational. Savvy, you don't know a young player. And then in the end, after 3 or 4 years of loans, most of which failed, if we're going to be brutally honest, we sell him for £6 million, £6.5 million. We're going to talk about that. And the reason I want to talk about that is, nothing against Troy Parrott. I never thought he was good enough from when I saw him playing in the youth team. I think it serves as a reminder to all of the knee-jerk fans that think every 17, 18-year-old is going to be the next big thing. This serves as a reminder that not everyone makes it. So stop pretending that you know which youngsters are generational, are ballers, who can handle it, who's got a ceiling. Let's stop doing that. Yeah, let's stop doing that. He should serve a reminder. We'll come back to that in a minute. So Paul O'Keefe has said that Spurs are considering FC a move for Bradley Locko of Stade Brest in France, a potential left-back option. Nothing is advanced, but player is of interest. Now, I don't know too much about him. I think I've seen him play a couple of times. So I went and did what we should be doing. And I watched a lot of videos about him. Now, it's really difficult when watching videos, whether it's on YouTube or any other platform, to say, oh my God, he's brilliant, because videos will show you the best bits, right? No one really does a compilation of a player's bad bits. What I can see, he looks pacey, powerful, strong, but more importantly than all those things, he looks like he really likes to win the ball. And what I mean by that is he's actually a fullback that can nick the ball away and defend. And I don't think Udogie is that. I think Udogie is very much a wing back being played out of position. Now, before people want to change what I've said into the microphone and what they heard out of their speakers, I didn't say he should play above Udogie. I am simply putting it out there that from what I've seen in all the videos, he very much stays wide left. He very much draws the winger in and nicks the ball away at the last minute in one-on-one defending. He looks very adept at that. My concern with anything, when Spurs are signing fullbacks now, after last year, my concern is he going to be allowed to use all his attributes? If this left-back comes in, is he going to be allowed to use all those attributes on the left, or is he going to be inverted like Ange does with every other player in the football team? Because for me, I've gone on record, I've said this, I don't think Ange gets the best out of Parrott or Udogie at all. I don't think he utilises their skills. I think he actually wastes them. Now, people go, oh, you're an armchair manager. Well, aren't we all? We're all armchair managers, right? Otherwise, we'd be football managers. But whenever I watched Udogie and Parrott playing for their clubs, they were always out wide, bombing forward in a wing-back position, bombing forward. Now I watch them playing for Spurs and they're kind of going into central midfield, and I think you lose all their width, you lose their pace. And something that my brother-in-law actually said to me, he said, what I don't understand with Spurs is for all the wide players you've got, the Udogies, the Porros, the Werners, the Solomons, the Johnsons, all these wide players that we've got, we don't use a lot of the width of the pitch, which really is baffling. And he said, look, why would you use 75% of the pitch when you've got all the wings to use? And I was like, I agree. I agreed with him. And that for me would be my concern as to any fullback that comes in. Are we going to allow them to utilise their skills? But again, I completely disagree. When we say Porro's a better player under Ange, you've got to remember he is not a fullback. This guy should be marauding down the wing, crossing the ball, scoring goals. And what we do is we invert him into midfield. I don't think he has become a better player. And the reason I don't, and the reason why all the Spurs fans, right? All the Spurs fans lost their mind. Oh my God, Pedro Porro's not in the Spain squad. Of course he's not in the Spain squad. Yeah? Spain's right backs tend to stay as right backs. If you notice in this tournament, Carvajal or Jesus Navas, whoever's been playing at the right back, or Vivian, when they're at right back, they stay at right back. They get up and down that wing. Porro's not been doing that for a year. Porro's been coming into midfield. And the Spain manager doesn't want that. He's got Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, Olmo, whoever. And he doesn't want a player inverting and creating more congestion in the middle of the park. So for me, I feel that we completely take away from what Porro and Udogie are brilliant at. When I watch Udogie playing for Udinese, flying down that left wing, beating men, constantly out wide. When we push them into the middle, they see more of the football, but doesn't necessarily mean you're utilising their skills. That's only my opinion. I just, as I said before, I think this squad is perfectly set up for an attacking wing-back formation. I think we've got two very good wing-backs that defensively as full-backs for me are wasted. That's my opinion. I know many share it. I know many don't. It's just a football opinion. So moving back to Locko, from the limited footage that I've seen, Locko is very much a hug the touchline guy. Almost like when you watch Spain this tournament, watch Cucurella. It gets a lot of stick. Watch Cucurella in a proper system. Hugs the touchline. Always overlapping. Always overlapping Nico Williams on the left. Always an option on the left. Always an out ball on the left. I wouldn't want him inverting. I wouldn't want him coming in and playing central midfield. You want to keep them wide, and that's why I don't think this system will ever work for Spurs. That's just my opinion. I don't think this system will ever work. I think it's too limiting, and it's not giving players enough. So for me, this will be very interesting. On paper, Locko looks good. He looks good. And I love it. People go, oh, we've got Udogie as a backup. For me, it's not about backups. It's about rotation. There is a lot of games of football. I know last year there wasn't, and we still had loads of injuries. This year, you're going to have squads. You're going to have a good squad. You're going to have to say, right, I don't know, Locko, this weekend, you're playing Udogie, you're playing Thursday in the Europa League. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to experiment. We're going to have to rotate players. For me, I think this fan base is very stuck in this mindset of 1990s that you have a 1 to 11. I'm constantly hearing that he doesn't get in our 11. He doesn't get in our 11. He's a backup. He's a backup. I feel like we're so, I think we're so far removed from what other clubs are doing. It's unreal in terms of the fan base. I constantly say, oh, well, why would you buy him? He doesn't play instead of him. Like, by the way, I didn't ever say to buy Calafiori, but when we were talking about Calafiori last week, you got, oh, and who does he start in front of? You know, when you think, how limited is that thinking? Man City don't sign players and their fans go, oh, but he doesn't start in front of, they sign Akanji. No one said, oh, but he doesn't start in front of John Stones and Diaz. No, they rotate them. You watch how many games a season, Akanji, Ake, Vardy, Stones and Diaz all play. 5 centre-backs that all play nearly every week somehow, right? That's what you do. So I think, first of all, as a fan base, I think if we're going to improve, we've got to get out of this, oh, he's a backup. For all you know, Locko, again, not a player I can speak deeply about. For all we know, Locko could come in and be a much better footballer than Udogie. For all we know, right? I'll be honest. I think a lot of people have hyped Udogie. I think we're wasting him. I think he gives the ball away a lot. And he's still young, by the way. I give him that. He's still young. I think he gives the ball away a lot. A lot of mistakes that led to goals came from Udogie, whether it was directly or indirectly. So for me, I think we've got to stop doing this he's a backup thing. I feel like it's a very childish way of looking at it. So let me know your thoughts. We're going to have a look at some of the comments in the chat, whether they agree with me or not. You know me, I will try and get to some comments. And if anyone is just watching me for the first time, you all know my style of YouTubing. I do a lot of shows on my own, and then I'll go to comments and I'll agree or I'll disagree. Some people find that combative. You know how I am. That's what we do. I can't just sit there and go, I can't do it. Calafiori will play left back for Arsenal. It'll be a back four of White Slim. Yes, Calafiori will play for Arsenal left back and will tuck in to make it a free when he needs to. Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. And this guy is very comfortable on the ball. He's very... Neil Gunner has said he does give the ball away a lot. I've always thought that about Udogie. Now, by the way, I'm not saying I don't rate Udogie at all, but I think I keep seeing fans going, he's the best left back in the league last year. And I can't make that work in my head. Apart from the fact that we're Spurs fans and we want to back a player, I can't make it work in my head that a guy who isn't a left back, let's be brutally honest, defensively isn't the best, and was part of a defence that conceded 61 Premier League goals, I don't know in any way anyone can say that that's the best left back in the league. There are many left backs in this league I would have over Udogie. Now, Udogie's still 2021, right? So he can get better and older and maturer. I just think if he constantly keeps inverting, I think we're going to take away from his actual left back role, from his actual qualities on the left wing back. That's just me. Good morning to you all. By the way, here, this link here is for the 24-hour charity stream. So the 24-hour charity stream, for any of you who don't know, we're doing it on Saturday, 10 a.m. this Saturday, the 20th of July, 10 a.m. through to 10 a.m. Sunday, 24 hours, no sleeping, lots of YouTubing, loads of guests throughout the day and night. All different characters from the Spurs YouTube world and the football YouTube world. Too many to this now, but lots of people you're going to agree with, disagree with. We're going to be talking football. Well, 24 hours, you talk about a lot. But yes, we're going to have fun. Yes, we're going to give away some football shirts. Yes, we're going to do some quizzes and some competitions. Yes, there's going to be tears and laughter and arguments and debates, people storming. We're going to have all of that. But I want us to remember what this is for. This is for a charity called Andy's Man Club. And Andy's Man Club are a charity that rely on people to donate to them. And they offer free peer-to-peer counselling for men that have mental health issues and men that need to talk about their problems. And their sole aim is to try and avoid suicide. Because suicide in men is the #1 killer under the age of 50. Let that sink in. The #1 killer under the age of 50 is suicide in men. We need to talk about that. And that's what Andy's Man Club are doing. So if you can donate anything, all the money goes straight to it's Just Giving. None of it comes to my bank account. It all goes to the Just Giving page. I don't see any of it. Okay, the only revenue that I will get will be from the stream, and that revenue will then be put back into the Just Giving account. This isn't about me. This isn't about making money. For me, this is about revenue for a charity and helping those that really struggle. So please do. I had to promote that. So please smash that like button. And please donate to there if you can. Big up to Big Pappy. Yeah, my holiday was good. Thank you. Very relaxing. Big up to you. George, big up my friend. I said, sometimes you just wish then you would wake up and we're linked to a player that brings a smile to your face. Yeah, I mean, I am still waiting for something this summer to happen which gets my juices flowing. So far, I was incredibly bored with the Archie Gray saga. We knew Bergvall was coming, didn't want Werner at all. And at the moment, I just feel like I need, for me personally as a Spurs fan, I need to see something that shows me we're going in the right direction and that we're trying to get better. Big up Tom Thack. I hope you're well, Tom. I said, remember when fans said stop being negative, the window hasn't opened yet. Always the same excuse every window. The season starts in 4 weeks. 4 weeks. We need to do something. By the way, during that charity stream as well, we will be watching the Spurs QPR friendly. That is on that day. And hopefully we don't play Jamie Donnelly at left back. We'll talk about that as well in a minute. Jamie Donnelly at left back. What are we doing? Is there no left back throughout the entire youth setup? We'll see. Anthony has said, big up Sava and come on England. Yes, indeed. I'm not very patriotic. I think Spain will win. Sorry. But yes, come on England and all that. No, Troy Parrott is not related to John Parrott. I remember John Parrott well. The second Will says, expect Eze or Tony next week. For me, it should be both. It should be both. Where are we? Big Joe Trapp has said, finally, don't have to listen to fans every summer day. Give Parrott a run of games. Yeah, for sure. We're going to talk about Troy Parrott in a minute. Absolutely. As I said, we should let that be a humbler for us. Rather than all these people claiming they know how brilliant Archie Gray and Bergvall are, and this kid and that kid and Doué, and who's not even going to come to us, by the way. We've got to realise that some of these players aren't going to work. Most of the young players don't work out at football clubs. That's a harsh reality. Most young players don't work out, unfortunately. Big up to you. Good morning to Robert Wilson in the chat. Good morning to Jack Herbert. Might see a trophy today. Yeah. James has said, I know you rate Nico Williams, but he's not good. I can't, James. I don't know how to take that. I mean, Nico Williams, look at the wingers we've got, and now look at Nico Williams. I don't, how we can sit here and say he's not good is beyond me. Hey, each to their own. Big up to Phil COYS. Hope you're well, my friend. Good day to you, Sam. Good day to you as well. Hoping the Spurs business gets done straight after the Euros. Yeah, for me, the Euros excuse is so poor, Phil. Not you. The people saying it. There's been so many signings going on across Europe, and we're not involved in any of it. Even Nottingham Forest in talks for Nikola Milenkovic of Fiorentina, who's a very good centre-half. How are they looking at players like that? And we're going for kids and Timo Werner. Beggars belief. Swanex, big up man, I said he looks like a decent player and his stats look pretty good. But like you say, stats and comp vids can only so much. Yeah, look, Swanex, I think it's different. When we're talking about a player we haven't really seen a lot, we can only, hypothesize. When we're talking about players we've seen a lot, we can talk about it, right? Like if someone's going to start going, oh, what do you think of Lukaku? We've all seen Lukaku play loads. We can have an informed decision. Chike said, I want to get your thoughts on the Euros final. Also, why is the English media absolute cancer when it comes to rating footballers, and then the media champion the hardworking athletes that suck? What to get into there? My thoughts on the final. I think that Spain will have a lot of the ball. I think Rodri will dictate the game from start to finish. I think they're going to have too much for us. I do. I really do. I think that England to date haven't played a team that actually go for it. If you look at everyone we've played, no one's really been dangerous going forward. The Netherlands were quite cautious. Switzerland don't really have a lot in attack. Serbia, Slovenia, Slovakia, none of these. Spain will go for it. Nico Williams, Lamau, Fabian Ruiz, Dani Olmo, Morata, they're going to go for it. And Rodri, for me, is the key man. Rodri, for me, should be player of the tournament, world player of the year, for me. Watching players on YouTube reminds me of that scene from Mike Bassett TV series when they thought they were buying a striker, but it was actually a goalkeeper. Yeah, look, I mean, listen, I'm not a massive fan of it, Jason. I am of Mike Bassett, England manager. But listen, if it's a player you don't really know, you've got to go and watch him somehow. Foggy Foam said, big up Savo, really disappointed the way we're doing business. Lang left Villa and the kicking on this guy needs to prove himself. Underwhelming so far. The funny thing is Aston Villa, we were told that Aston Villa had FFP issues, PSR issues, weren't going to do a lot. Aston Villa are wheeling and dealing. We're not. I think it will be 2-1 to Spain or 3-1 to Spain. Big up, my friend. Hope you are well. I think Spain are going to have too much. That's just me. I'm a big fan of the way that they play. Swanix said, I don't mind one inverting, but both is an issue. Can't agree more, Swanix. One at a time. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, we play two centre-backs and two inverted fullbacks in midfield. And it showed last year it does not work. It does not work. No watch along for England tonight. No watch along for England. I like international football, but not enough to stream importantly, if I'm honest. Sam Smith now has said, big up Sava. I think Lang is a downgrade to Paratici. He's left Villa and they're signing proper players whilst we're only signing crap players and kids. Look, I'll be honest. So far, what I've seen of Lang, I've not really been impressed with him at all. We've had a whole year with this new scouting and director of football setup, and I'm not really seeing anything of note. Listen, all can change in the next few weeks, but as we've been talking about a lot on this channel, we can't just go and buy an Eze or a Tony and go, all is forgiven. You need 3 quality players to come in. Quality, not world class, before those people who are going to attack me after the show that don't listen to a word I say. Rinketic, big up to you, has said, hi all, it's a squad game. not an 11. Some people don't get it. Imagine if we had Delit, Kuti, Dragusin and Mickey. Well, listen, look, you've got to have players, right? You've got to have players all over the park. For the fans that are going, oh, he's a backup, he's a backup, he's a backup. What do you do? If everyone's a backup, how do you keep those people happy? How do you think Pep keeps a lot of these players happy? It's not because they're backups, because he gets them in, he rotates them, he plays them. We can blame Pep, inverted wing back. We can't blame Pep. Pep plays it brilliantly. Pep plays it absolutely brilliantly and one at a time. Everyone wants to blame Pep for modern football. Pep's not asked anyone to copy him. How Pep plays it, it works. How Ange plays it, it really doesn't. Tony has said, glad you're back, Sava. You wouldn't believe it. You helped me a lot going through depression last year. I watched your show regularly and it helped a lot to take my mind off things. So thank you. Mate, listen, I didn't do anything. It was all you, right? It's all you. I'm so glad that you're feeling in a much better place. I really, really am glad you're in a much better place. And look, hence that's why we're doing these charities. So if people do want to donate, the link is pinned. Please do. I'm sure we'll get many. We're going to try and get $5,000 next week over the 24 hours. You think if 5,000 people put in £1 each, we're laughing, right? That's all it is. It's £1 each from 5,000 people. Can see Timber moving up. Yeah, Timber. Again, that is a new signing for Arsenal, right? He's played like half an hour of football for them. So Arsenal, Calafiori, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White, they've got options. Arsenal got options. And they've got options in the forward area as well. When you think about it, they've got Jesus, Martinelli, Saka, Trossard, Havertz. They've got options, and they're starting to get options in central midfield. They're doing what's needed. Just to try. Good afternoon from a sunny Tenerife. Big up, Paul. I hate it when people are on holiday and I'm not. I get really jealous. I love being on holiday. I've always said to the wife, if I win the lottery, you will hardly ever see me in this country. You will hardly ever see me in this country. I'll do 2 weeks abroad, 1 week at home, back abroad for 2 weeks. Villa 1982, James, big up to you. I said, Aston Villa summer window, Philogene, Onana and Villa are going for Felix and a right back. Look, I think what Villa have done cleverly is Villa have got two very good wingers, right, in Diaby and Bailey. Now, I'm not saying they'll both stay, but at the moment. And then what they've done behind that is add in 3 younger wingers with talent, right, to rotate, to build through a succession planning. When we look at Morgan Rogers, who can play out wide or in the middle. When you look at Philogene, when you look at Illing Jr. Now, I think it's okay buying those young players if they've got people to learn off. I don't know. I just think Villa are building a nice little squad. I don't think they're still going to touch the top 3. They're going to have to balance Champions League. But I think half it comes down to, I really trust Unai Emery as a manager. If I'm honest, I trust that Unai Emery will do the right thing. I trust Unai Emery has got more than one plan. Hey, that's just me. Big Pappy said, I'm extremely impressed by Aston Villa. Top club mentality. They see that they're going in the Champions League and now are improving the team. I just think it's crazy how a team apparently with financial trouble and FFP trouble are out there in the market wheeling and dealing, and we're doing the square root of nothing. It's really, really embarrassing from my point of view. What else is embarrassing? 77 likes. Come on, people, 77 likes. There's 220 of you in here. We should be on 100, 150. Smash that like button, please. Yes, absolutely. Listen, the money doesn't go to me. The money doesn't go to me. The money goes directly to the Just Giving page for Andy's Man Club. I've set it up. It's all there. You can all see the link. Hang on, I'll show you. Just so you know I'm not... I'll show you. Just so you all know I'm not lying. Share screen. There we go. Can you see that? It's all set up. Live 24-hour charity stream. I've just set it up about an hour ago. So when that money goes into this account, it doesn't hit me. It doesn't come anywhere near me. I don't control what happens with it. This goes to the charity. So big up if anyone does want to, £1, £5, whatever you can spare, be absolutely amazing. I agree, Yusuf. Still a lot to go in the window, yes. But Romano thinks Spurs might only bolster the attack with one more player. Shot skis. Do you know why we're only going to bolster the attack with one more player? Because we haven't got room in the squad. Because we used one of those squad positions to bring back Timo Werner. So when all those people are going, oh, Werner, no. Werner has taken one of the squad places for forwards. Yeah? It's madness. Absolute madness. Brian Daigle will be joining me. I've spoken to Brian. Me and Brian speak all the time. Brian will be joining me at some point with whatever fits in with his timings. So, yeah, he'll be on at some point. Loads of different people on. Any of the Spurs YouTube community are allowed on. It doesn't matter whether we agree or not on football. Let's see who wants to help out. There's my cry to all the Spurs YouTubers. Who wants to help out? Because next week isn't about who likes who. Next week is about raising money and doing something good. Like, let's use this platform for good. That's why I do this. Let's use the platform for good. All right. Good day, Noah. Hope you're well, my friend. So I'm trying to catch up. There's so many. GDC has said, so glad you're back. Huge void left on YouTube when you were gone. Your forthright views and honest approach is much needed. Not everyone likes it, but thank you very much. Not everyone likes it. The people that don't like it just say negative, you're negative. So those people are really intelligent. Mate, I genuinely don't get it. Yeah, I genuinely don't get it. I think he's brilliant. His assists level is brilliant as well. When you've got Spurs fans saying that, you know, he's not that good and doesn't improve us, I say to them, you've got the team you deserve. You've got the team you deserve. We've got Timo Werner. I'm watching Nico Williams. Watch him, right? Always tries to take his fullback on, either on the outside or the inside. Always tries to take his fullback on. Not going to work every time. But hey, 2-1, 3-1 Spain, I do believe. Hey, we never know. We never know. Kudos that said Spain's going to win. Let's be honest. Spain rarely lose finals. I just think they're going to control the game, if I'm honest. I'll tell you why I'm not going to put Lamine Yamal as player of the tournament for me. Because Lamine Yamal, listen, brilliant young player. Wow. Now, he's a brilliant young player. But for me, every game you watch Spain, if you actually take a step back and watch them, Rodri controls everything. Rodri dictates every game. How many games of football do you watch where Rodri doesn't control things and isn't good? Smudger said, you talk Udogie and how much the defence conceded, but games are won in the middle of the pitch. Midfielders are not doing their job, putting the defence under a huge amount of pressure. Smudger, I'm not blaming Udogie for our defence. I think it's a culmination of lots of things, right? The problem is you've got two fullbacks that are being asked to play inverted in midfield. You're naturally going to concede a lot of goals because every team goes down our channels because there's no cover there. So a lot of that is, I don't think they're good defensively, those two. I think they're okay defensively, but I don't think they're good enough defensively. And the rest of it is they're never actually in the position they should be in as fullbacks. When we say the midfielders are not doing their job, that's on the manager. So when everyone's praising this manager, everyone praises the defence. Oh, my God, Van der Ven and Romero are brilliant. Oh, my God, Parrott and Udogie are brilliant. Oh, you know, Postecoglou, we trust him, he's going to win titles. Cool. Then why do we concede so many goals? It's got to be either on the manager or the defence, or a mixture of the two, right? It can't just be that everyone's brilliant whilst conceding 61 goals. Common sense dictates that. Absolutely. Spain don't play walking football. That's it. When they play with intent. Hey, it is what it is. Look, again, look, we're doing that thing. We're not learning. Why? Why will he be 80 to 90 million very soon? How many times have you watched this kid play? What position is he going to play? Why is he going to be worth 80, 90 million very soon? We've got to stop doing this with every young player. And this is the point with Troy Parrott. Let's talk about Troy Parrott for a bit. I'll just go through a few more comments and then we'll talk about Parrott. I agree. It's the coaches that try and emulate Pep, but they don't quite get it. They don't quite get it. Absolutely. Width. Make the pitch bigger. Spurs have got a massive pitch at White Hart Lane. We don't make it bigger. England are a chance in this game as it's a one-off. Spain obviously miles ahead on form, but I think the game will... Yeah, listen, of course, it's a final. Anyone can win it. I just think Spain are the better team. For me, I think we saw again The second half against Holland, I thought England lacked ideas. Ronald Koeman at half-time changed it, and I thought we were really poor second half, if I'm honest. Great goal, but I think a team like Spain, they're not going to sit back and give you all the football that Holland did. That's a huge difference for me. Dortmund has been cooking since the Champions League final. Anton, when Germany is at the Euros, Garassi and Cherki. Yeah, I know. Again, another club with proper scouts. Another club with proper scouts. I genuinely don't know what our scouts do. I genuinely don't know. I honestly think Villa will finish above us as it stands. Listen, I think the only thing that I want to see to the end of the window is because they've got Champions League. So it's going to be huge for them. But look, we had this conversation last summer when everyone belittled Aston Villa. None of their players getting R11. Emery's a failed manager. He finished above us whilst getting to the semi-finals of a European competition. I agree. This is my point. Aston Villa, 5 years ago, were in the Championship, right? And look at the squad they've accumulated in that 5 years, slowly progressing, poor players out, good players in. Now, Aston Villa are never going to win the league. Well, I don't think they're going to win the league anytime soon. But from where they were to what they've built, and yet Spurs constantly seem to not be doing that. So we'll see. We'll see. Brandon has said, Sava, would Neto be your first choice or Eze or someone else? But I know one isn't enough. Look, I can't see Spurs buying an Eze Neto type and a striker. I just can't see it. I mean, look, I think players will have to leave for that to happen in the forward areas. You've got Timo Werner, Richarlison, Solomon, Johnson. Actually, not. I'm going to take Solomon out because I think him and Hill will go. You've got Timo Werner, Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, Kulu, Son, Richarlison. And then you've got Valise, Solomon, and Hill. Now, I think these three will go. Valise, Solomon, and Hill. That still leaves you with six forwards. If you buy another forward in, you've now got 7 forwards in your squad. Now, let's look at this realistically. If you've got a 25-man squad, 3 goalkeepers, right? There's 3 down. You've got 22 positions left. You're going to have 8 or 9 defenders. Right? That straight away takes you to what? 8 or 9 plus the 3 goalkeepers, so you're at 11 or 12. You're going to have 7 or 8 midfielders. You've got to have loads of midfielders, even 6 or 7 midfielders. That takes you to 18, 19. Right? And now add those 6 forwards, I just said, you're at 25. This is why, and I'll say this on blue in the face. When people just went, oh, Werner on a loan, it's not a bad deal. I don't think people think about the ramifications. This guy has taken a squad place. This guy has taken a place in our squad. This guy blocks the possibility of buying in someone better. That's why I didn't want it. I agree. Absolutely, George. Yeah, Sava brings us regular streams. Help the guy by at least pressing the like button. Yes, we should do. Come on, no super chats so far and only 111 likes. The super chats I can live without. 111 likes, though. We should be on 150, absolutely minimum. And please do, if you haven't, please do donate to the Just Giving page. It would be great. We've had the first donation from Laurie Boost. Big up, Laurie, who's just put in £30. Laurie, you're somewhere in the chat, I'm sure. Much love. Listen, you know what? We can argue about football all day long, but when it comes to charity and helping those in need, all of that's got to go out the window, right? All of that. So, as I said, I'll welcome anyone onto the charity stream next week, even if it's YouTubers who hate me. The Hotspur Hippie can come on. He never would, but the Hotspur Hippie, come on. He hates me. He can come on. I'm sure there's many people out there that hate me, but they're all welcome on. And let's see if we can all put our rivalry aside for 1 minute. Big up. Love you too. Where are we? Did I see the Spurs played a friendly match against Cambridge, 7-1? I did, yeah. I'll be honest. That's sort of a friendly. I'm just kind of like, yeah, Cambridge United. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. It's not just Kobe Mainu, though, is it? It's got to be the whole team effort. For me, I think Rodri is absolutely This is listen. 2 of my favourite all-time footballers, Jane. This type of player comes around every now and then. players that sit in that hole and go, I'll run the game. Everything goes through me. You watch how often the teammates will look for him. Every time. Busquets was a genius. Busquets was an absolutely world-class, phenomenal footballer. And so is Rodri. These players don't grow on trees. Yeah, the Arsenal fans were trying to tell me that Partey and Rice were better than Rodri. Yeah, that's quite funny. Gray was poor in the playoff. That one reason. Listen, look, I agree. I didn't think he was good in that game. I can't judge a player on one game, but again, I didn't see anything in him when I've watched him last season that makes me go, God, that's a 90, 100 million pound player. I think we just chuck things out. I think people just chuck things out their mouth because it's fun, right? Oh, he's going to be generational. But we'll see. Also, why do the defenders concede is because the striker can't hold the ball for long periods. Mate, listen, either way, right? Either way, we can't, as I said, you can't, not you, but we can't praise Ange for his tactics. Yeah? Praise the defenders. I hear that Basuma and Bentancur and Sarr are brilliant as well. If they're all brilliant, why did we concede 61 goals? Big up, Kate. Thank you very much. Big up, Phil. Spot on. I watch Williams and Yamal. Everything I want as well. Winger, pace, trickery, great crossing ability, goals. I look at it, absolutely. And we've got fans going, no, I wouldn't want Nico Williams. Mind blown. Mind absolutely blown by this fan base sometimes. Talk Tottenham till I die. Said, hi, mate. Great show. Honest. Listen, look. I'm not going to read that out. Henry's my friend. All right? Listen. Do I agree with everything Henry Wright says? No. Does he agree with everything I say? No. But we don't need to go at him. We don't have to go at him. Look, I don't agree with a lot of what he says. He'll disagree with a lot of what I say. But that's football, right? And I just think there's enough. If people want to watch Henry, watch Henry. If you want to watch me, watch me. You want to watch both, watch both. I just don't think there's any need for this, if I'm going to be completely honest. Video completely said Man United signed Xerxes and they're on the verge of getting Delit. What are we doing? I agree. I agree. Look, it is what it is. And hey, you know, the second wheel, 4 million. Sorry, the pug wants to come in. Come on in. Sorry, Stewie's back. I know none of you have seen Stewie for a while. So if he comes and jumps on me, I'll show you him. It's 8 million euros. It works out as 6.5 million pounds for Parrott. Let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about Parrott. By the way, another world-class midfielder. Another world-class midfielder. Pirlo run games of football. Unless teams get a midfielder that can run games, you watch, one of the first things Pep does wherever he goes, he promoted Sergio Busquets into the first team. Run the game, right? With Bayern Munich, he got Lahm, didn't he? Put Lahm in centre mid and everything went through Lahm. And God, what a player Lahm was, right? Now at Man City, he had Fernandinho, now Rodri. You can see how he wants to play. He wants that one guy that dictates football. And that's why his teams are always so good. Troy Parrott. Black Wolf said, to be fair, we played December without a proper centre-back. Black Wolf, we actually conceded less goals in those games without Van der Ven and Romero than we did at the end of the season when both of them played. We didn't actually concede loads and loads of goals when those two were out. So, I mean, we've got to look at the facts and the stats on that one. Where are we? Yes, I agree. Brandon, I do agree. For me, I watch Bellingham play. He's a good footballer. He's a good footballer. For me, he drifts in and out of games. For me, anyone who puts Bellingham on Rodri's level, it's pure bias, isn't it? It's pure patriotic. It's bias. Rodri is just a world-class midfielder through and through. Hey, that's just me. Troy Parrott. I think for me, as I said in the title, Troy Parrott should be a humbler for all of us. And what do I mean by that? Not just Troy Parrott, Jed Spence, Troy Parrott, Jed Spence, Sessegnon, Roden, Hill, and G, Kudu, right? These players should be a humbler for us. That when we're trying to tell the world that every young player we buy is generational, is brilliant. Look what Spurs are building, right? Troy Parrott should be a reminder. For years, people like me and other YouTubers like me, people like Stel, we've been called negative. We've been called negative all the time. And all these players were going to come good, and none of them actually came good. Let's just be a bit humble. Let's slowly integrate Gray and Bergvall into the team. Let's buy some proper players first and build off. But it goes to show that not every single player is going to be great. Not every kid is going to be great. Stop pretending that we know. Look, it's people like this. Gray will be great. Again, the pressure that is put on these young players. It doesn't matter how many times fans like this are wrong. They keep saying it because the one that they do get right, they'll go, I told you. Just relax with these young players. With Tottenham Hotspur, we shouldn't be relying on 18-year-olds. We shouldn't be. Archie Gray should never be a signing at £40 million. It should never have been. You watch Brighton are signing young players at 10 million. That's what you do with young players. You sign them at 10 million and you integrate them slowly. You put them out on loan. Spurs go, well, there's 40 million. It's just like, but yet when it comes to signing a class player, we want to haggle over it. It just doesn't make sense for me. So let's use Troy Parrott as a humbler. Listen, I've got nothing against Troy Parrott. I don't know him at all. Listen, I think where he's going is about his level. But another one that fans said for years, let him play, he'll score goals. I watched the YouTube channel the other day and they were telling me that why do we want Santiago Jimenez when we've got Troy Parrott? And, you know, you just sit there and you go, oh, God, really? Are we really saying that? Like, it's a nice thing to say. It's a nice thing to say. It's not a truthful thing to say. And one thing you will always get from me, people, I won't just say what anyone wants to hear. I will not just sit here and say what gets me 1 million likes, views, subscribers, and super chats. Right? I won't do it. Yeah, because these things constantly get proved wrong. People are constantly being proved wrong and still praised for being positive. Right? But again, the Bergvall player of the season. I mean, it's like, whoa, just like slow down. Yes, sometimes it works. Sometimes it works, right? This is the problem. For every Bellingham, there's 300 that don't work, right? I've just named you 6 or 7 or 8 young players in the last 5 years at Spurs. I've just named you 6, 7 or 8. I know every now and then, but Jude Bellingham's a freak of nature. Did you watch Archie Gray and think that boy's Jude Bellingham? No, right? I've got nothing against signing Gray and Bergvall. They're easy signings to do. I've got nothing against it. What I have got is that we just go in raptures about these players before. And it's too many, no offense, I'm going to call it out. It's people like this. It's people like this. I see it all over when I'm sent screenshots on X, on this, on that. Kids with 50,000 followers on X saying things like, oh, you have no idea just how good this kid is. Trust me, he's generational, he's ceiling. And people go, oh my God, I can't wait to see him play. He's brilliant on FIFA. It's like, how have we turned into that? This never used to be a thing. Young players used to have to earn it. Hey, it is what it is. Again, Skip was another one, Robert. Skip was another one. Everyone went in raptures about him. Very average footballer. Big up, my man, Daniel Harris. How we doing? Daniel has said, who the F is Bradley Locko? The next kid who will never play for us, but some fans say he's generational. Look, I'll be honest, Daniel, I don't know him. I've had to go and watch some videos. On the videos, looks good. Looks like a proper left back. But my worry, again, as I said earlier in the show, Daniel, was we don't play left backs and right backs. We play inverted. So I don't know. Look, if they sign him, they sign him. But again, at what point are we going to start seeing some links with players that take us to that level? I don't know. We've not seen it yet. Agreed. The negative and positive accusations need to start. Agreed. I'm so bored of being called negative. Every single year, I'm bored of being called negative. And then everything that people have said to me is wrong. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so difficult to constantly. If he was good enough, he would have got his chance. This is what we do, though. Already, we start making excuses. In 3 or 4 years, yeah, if he was good enough, he would have played. This kid, Troy Parrott, went to Ipswich and was crap, Went to Millwall, and Millwall fans who I know were saying, can you take him back? Milton King Dons, he scored a few. Look, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. And Adichie, as I said, Jed Spence. Yeah, Ryan Sessegnon. Joe Roden. We did it with Japhet Tanganga. We're doing it with absolutely every kid we signed. Jack Clark. Oh, my God, they're brilliant, blah, blah, blah. How many of them work? How many of the young signings we make really, really work over a number of years? We'll see. We'll see. Agreed, Tony. Tony watches him every week in the Swedish league. Do I think Harry Kane should be dropped tonight? I think if you get to a final and leave out the world's best goal scorer, the top goal scorer in your country's history, and the captain, that is a huge call. No, I do not think you leave out Harry Kane. I do not think you leave out Harry Kane at all. I think in a game like Spain, they're going to have a lot of the ball. So I think when it goes up to our forwards, you're going to need someone who can bring others into the game. I'm not so sure that that's Watkins. So for me, no, you don't. Nothing to do with him being Spurs. The man's a goal scorer. Nothing to do with him being Spurs. But no. Philly, it will happen again. And then, yeah, it will happen again. Argentina. I think Argentina will win it. I don't know what else to say about that. I think Argentina will win it. Frankie, big up and said, so glad you're back, Sav. I've been watching all the videos and live since you're back. Always been the best. Oh, thank you. Oh, not many would agree with you. Let's see if anyone has agreed with you and subscribed to me today, Frankie, shall we? Let's see. While this video's been on, we've had one subscriber. Guys and girls, one subscriber. There's 244 of you in here. Are you telling me that 10 of you don't want to subscribe, even though you watch me? 10 of you. Come on. Let's get 5, 6, 7, 8 people right now. Smash that subscribe button. Come on, people. And big up as well to Nige from Pure COYS, who has also put some money into the Just Giving page and said, hopefully get to join you for the 24-hour stream at some point. Much love, buddy. Nige, you're an absolute legend and a gentleman. Of course, you're welcome. You know that. Big up, Nige. So come on. We're doing a 24-hour live charity event to raise £5,000 to stop men committing suicide and to help their mental health problems. If that's not worth a subscribe and a like, I don't know what is. Here we go. Vindaloo said the main issue in the fan base is you're divided on opinion, hence the 25-year drought. Oh, yeah, the fans. Look, I think you get fans who are fully aware of what we do every season and are really, I'm talking about myself now. You get fans like me who are fully aware, fed up, seen it, been there, seen it, done it, heard the promises before, heard that every kid's going to be brilliant, told that we've got a new way of playing, told that this new process will work, and it never does. And then you get the fans that just believe everything. Fair play to them. They believe everything, but they're wrong every year. It's like, oh my God, we're going to be brilliant. This kid, that kid, this, oh my God, this football we play, blah, blah, blah. The same people that convince themselves that Spurs are playing attacking football right now. I think we're playing possession football. We're not playing attacking football. That's just me. He starts for the international team if you don't know that. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? I don't know who we're talking about. You've got to, please, when putting something in the comments, give context. I don't know. He could mean any footballer we talked about today. Are you talking about Troy Parrott? I mean, not being rude, but if you actually look at the country he plays for, there's not really a lot of quality there, is there? Dan Harris said, what baffles me about fans saying so and so is generational is your Mao is out there showing what the definition actually means. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You've got players like Lamau out there proper doing their thing, right? Proper doing their thing. And then you've got players that have never even played in the top league. Our fans are saying are generational. Spot on. Big up Sean. Said, yeah, negative. Yeah, I'm negative for wanting my football club to do better. Absolutely. I will make no apologies for wanting better than 18-year-olds and players like Solomon and Johnson and Werner. I will make no apologies for it. Yeah. If we don't have sights, if we don't have ambitions, then what are we here for? I, as a fan, could sit here right now and tell you all, I think we're winning the league. we've got brilliant players. I don't believe it. I'm saying it for clicks and likes. Right? Somebody always says to me, so people always say to me, this is what I love, people. I love this. People always say to me, you're controversial. First of all, I'm not. I just tell the truth. You're controversial for YouTube for the likes and views. So let me pick this apart. First and foremost, if I was doing this for the likes and the views and the money, I would follow most of the other YouTubers who just say really nice things and don't offend any players and don't offend any fans and just say nice things. That's how you get followers. That's how you get viewers. That's how you make money. You don't actually tell the truth. You don't actually admit when you're wrong. You just say lovely things. Me, I get the opposite. I have to work hard for any of my subscribers. Like, look right now, there's 265 people in here and only 4 people have subscribed during this show. But you're here watching because you know what I'm saying isn't wrong. Yeah? You know I want better for my club. Yeah? That's just a fact. So smash that subscribe button, like, and anybody who knows me, I don't know who's in the chat, Nige might be in the chat, Dan from Hotspur's in the chat. These people who I speak to away from YouTube, they will tell you my opinion does not change the moment YouTube shuts off. Anyone who's met me in real life will tell you, this is my opinion of Spurs. This isn't for YouTube. This isn't for YouTube. That's all. A big up, Strasbourg Steve. Strasbourg Steve, of course, will be joining me for many hours of the 24-hour stream. Who remembers when Steve nearly did the 24 hours and at about hour 20 fell asleep drunk? Big up my man Steve. Only love for you, my friend. I said I watch a lot of stab breasts. Locko would be an excellent signing. Very physical, quick, great defender, huge attacking threat. Steve, from what I've seen in the video, I agree. How do you think, from what you've seen, that he'll cope with the inverted left-back nature versus being a proper left-back going out wide? Let me know, mate. Frankie said, what do you think of the attackers scenario? Fabrizio saying only one will come in. But for me, look, Frankie, I talked about this just now. The problem Spurs have got is we've overloaded with average players in the forward area. So you can only have X amount of forwards in your squad. And the problem was when we re-signed Timo Werner, people are going, oh, you're negative. He's just on loan. He took a squad place. Timo Werner signing on loan almost ensured that we can't buy too many forwards now because there's not enough space for them in the squad. So I agree with you. For me, I'd be letting Kulu go. Timo Werner wouldn't have re-signed. Solomon, Hill, all of these players would be going. And I'd be bringing in 3 or 4 brand new forwards that really mix it up. But Spurs don't have that ambition. What we'll do is we'll buy either Eze or Tony and everyone will go, there you go, he's backed him because of one signing. We need 3 or 4 at that level. That's what I thought we should be doing in windows. Big boss JR World, big up to you, has said the Spurs youngster conveyor belt is trash. I love that. The conveyor belt. Well, look, what I would say to you, big boss, right, is some of them will make it, right? Every now and then a young player comes through. Now, I'm not saying they make it as world class, but every now and then a young player comes through, stays in the squad, plays a bit, and then they end up moving on. Andros Townsend, yeah, came through. I remember at the time, oh my God, this winger, he's amazing. He's a good footballer. He's a decent footballer. He's had a really good career. Spurs for a couple of years moved on. Harry Winks, for years and years and years, this guy's brilliant. He's generational best midfield, blah, blah, blah. Finally moved on to the championship, right? Same with Tommy Carroll, same with Ryan Mason, same with Carl Norton. Tanganga's now gone. Marcus Edwards, Dylan Markandale, Madwicki. We keep doing this, but the problem is, Big Boss, every time one of these players gets a minute, we lose our minds. Oh my God, he's Lionel Messi. I love it. Daniel Harris, going on past experience, England should drop Kane tonight and play Lucas Moura. Love that. And we've just lost 5 subscribers. Thank you very much to all those people who have just unsubscribed. You're very, very nice people. But Kane is not 100% fit. We made that mistake in the Champions League final. I think the difference is, though, he's playing every game, right? At the moment, he's playing every game and he's scoring goals. I think it's mad. If you're going to drop your captain and I just don't think you can. I think the difference was in the Champions League final, we hadn't played for months, but Jamie is a troll, as we see every week. The money we spent on Graham Johnson, we could have bought Eze with change, 25 million. But this is what we do. This is what we do. We buy Johnson at 50 million. Archie Gray at 35, 40 million. This is what we do. Rather than going, you know what? Jesus, what is happening? I've just lost another 5 subscribers. What is happening here, people? Jesus, let's get them back up. Come on, people. Let's get them back up and actually start showing some love and putting on a nice show on a nice Sunday afternoon for you. Let's get some love, shall we? Where are we? Johnson will surprise us this season. He won't surprise me at all. I just don't think he's a very good footballer. That's not going to change. I think he'll score a few goals because he gets in the box, but not for me. Big Boss, but Kane's a goal scorer, but his hold-up player's been shit. Can't even let off because no one's anywhere near him apart from the opposite defenders. Well, there was two occasions I can remember against Holland the other night where he had his back to goal, held it up and span in Foden. So I'm not so sure that I agree with you. What is happening here? Why have I just dropped 15 subscribers in 5 minutes? What on earth is happening here? Talk about charity. We talk about we're doing it for charity, and then people just unsubscribe. How tight and mean do you have to be? John Bird has said under Spurs are just a part of the business, and just like any business, spend as little as long as you're still making money. Come on, you Spurs. Agree with you. We do enough. We do just enough. Do you think Spain should have taken Porro over Navas? No, I don't think Porro's a right back. I think the Spain manager is justified. I think he's made the right call. So, look, for me, no, I don't think he made a bad mistake. The way I see Spain play, I don't think Porro fits into it. And I know that Spurs fans were, oh, my God, Porro's brilliant. He's not a right back. Yeah? Being positive about your club brings you more profit and viewership. Of course it does. But wouldn't you rather listen to someone that's supported Spurs for years and knows the club inside out and actually tells the truth? Your man will be in the French league by 21. Oh, Billy, go away. Another troll. Chris said, on dropping Kane, does he look fit or does Southgate not play to Kane's strengths? If so, put a striker works better in a system. I just can't see that you start making changes of that magnitude in a final. I really, really don't. Gray will be the best 6 you've ever had. It's just, I'm embarrassed at this stage. I'm really, really, really embarrassed when I see comments like that. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Don't matter what player Spurs get or bring in, some would never be satisfied. But truth set you free. We haven't bought anyone in of note. Players are right, guys. Right, okay. This has got to stop. We've just dropped 25 subs in the last 5 minutes. If we keep dropping, I'll just turn the stream off. It seems like the more I'm streaming, the more subs that are going. It's really, really weird. It's childish, and I just don't get it. I don't get what's happening here. Yeah, they are, but I just won't do it then. Do you know what I mean, mate? I just won't do it. It's I'm giving up my Sunday afternoon here. I'm giving up my Sunday lunchtime. And doing this by myself is really tough. So it would just be nice to show a bit of love, but they're just going down and down and down and down and down. And I'll show you. Look at this. It was at 12,599 when we started. Look at that. Just going down and down and down and down. Wow. Big up. Yeah, listen, I'm going to stop the show in 5 minutes because people are playing silly buggers. It's really, really silly. Unfortunately, too many kids on the platform. Yeah, Vindaloo, I do try and say I say it as it is. I don't want to just be seen as I don't want to just be blowing smoke up the arse. There are too many, as I said, I'll say it again, I'll say it to their faces. There are too many YouTubers that blow with the wind. You know, I've seen YouTubers go, I can't stand this player, I don't want to sign him. As soon as we sign him, they start bringing up stats and videos about, well, actually, I think he could be good and I get why we bought him. Well, hang on, last week you didn't like him and hated him. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, Steve, but not all in one go when you're live in a stream, mate. Not all in one go. Anyway, I can see Danny Rose Googling Bradley Locko. Yeah, me too. Big up to the Costa del Spurs who's become a channel member. Thank you so much for your support. It really, really does mean a lot. I really appreciate that, Costa del Spurs. If anyone else wants to be a channel member, you can be. Foxy has said Drentha, Robinho, Michael Johnson, Pato, Matsur, Dos Santos, Bojan, Adu. Mate, Foxy, how many could we name that we were told they were all going to be absolutely generational? Some of them work, some of them don't. But what makes me laugh is, how does anyone How does anyone sitting at home just sit there and think to themselves, his ceiling is massive? How does anyone know what a ceiling is? Yeah? Like, when I look at Yamal, I'm not talking about his ceiling. I'm watching him do it. I'm watching this guy tear defenses apart in La Liga and now in the Euros. He's actually doing it. He may be England's worst player. He's England's top goal scorer and captain. He's England's top goal scorer. Do you drop the top goal scorer in a final? That is a huge decision. I agree. He's not a right back at all. Big up to Video Complete, Sofian, who's also become a channel member. Thank you for some of the love being shown now. It's nice to have some love to go with the hate. Big up to you. And Lord Coleslaw said, "Don't stop because of you." No, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. It's just people are weird. That's all. Where are we? Where are we? Sorry, 1 second. Let me just change this setting. Sorry, people. Bear with me 1 second. Anyway, let's turn this around for the moment, and then we'll change it back. No, oh no, hang on. Didn't mean to do that. Bear with me, people. There we go. Big up. Who have we got? Zakir. Football TV. People are childish. They can't ever be happy. What do you mean by that? Give me some context, please, Zakir, so we can talk about it. Philly, it's a big up. Only one Hotspur TV. Spurs fans are so desperate for success that they are willing to cling on to anything. It's desperation and sad at this point. Spurs fans need to pick themselves up off the floor. Do you know what? I think I think that's a magnificent point. I think we spend so much time not winning anything. Yeah. I think we spend so much time not winning anything and not competing that we cling on to the tiniest little bit of hope, don't we? I absolutely make you right. And this is why fans like me and you, Philly, we look at signings like Gray and go, oh, okay, another one for the future. It's okay. Other fans look at it and go, oh my God, this boy's generational. I love what Spurs are doing. And I wonder how many Leeds games they watched, is what I would say. Frankie said, was on holiday like yourself during the Gray transfer. So I haven't got your full opinion. I think it's a good sign, Spurs, but I understand people who think the price tag is high. Frankie, it's another kid that we're hoping comes good. It's another kid that in 2 or 3 years, we're going to go, yeah, that's why we bought him. I've got no problem with the kid. He looks decent, but again, I'd love to see. I'd love to see some ambition. It's not ambition signing Bergvall and Archie Gray. Yes, please do smash that like button. We're nearly at 200 likes, so big up to absolutely everybody. We've got another new channel member. Big up to Dixon 2020, who's just become a new channel member. Big up, Dixon. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the support. Really do appreciate you, my friend. And I'll just take a quick check. So far today, we have raised, so far, £35 towards the charity stream. We're going to be looking at getting £5,000 over the weekend. So don't forget, the pin is linked to donate to that charity. Being negative here, but doesn't matter who starts today. We ain't beating Spain. It's like Spurs v City in the final with Mason in charge. Look, I think that Spain will win. I just think they've got better players. I think they'll control the game. But it is a one-off game. No, I don't think England should play with 2 strikers. No, I don't think at all. I don't think you get to the final and start making these changes. I just don't. Maybe if we got into the tournament practicing in friendlies with 2 forwards, but hey, big up to you, Sava, for these charity streams. More than welcome, man. Listen, we've all got to do our bit, right? We can't all just take YouTube money and not pump back in, right? We'll pop in if there's room. Absolutely, there's going to be a lot of room over 24 hours for people to pop in and say hello, etc., etc. I think Trippier needs to be dropped. I'll tell you what I did think though. When Shaw came on, he looks dreadfully unfit. What do you expect from a player that's... Sorry, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. What do we expect from a player that has not played since the beginning of February? Absolutely crazy. Paul Pablo said, I think sums up Levy a fool and his money are never easy parted. Look, what I find strange... what I find strange of it is we seem to part big money for average players, but we don't seem to want to do it for proper players. Like we parted 60 million with Richarlison, 50 million with Brennan Johnson, 40 million Archie Gray. You're thinking to yourself, if you added all that up, right, it's 150 million. You could buy two 70 million pound players there and have some change. Billy Oryx, you're one of them people who'd want the club to fail. Oh my God, I've wanted this club to win things for 40 years. It's not about me being right or wrong, Billy. I want to come on here. I say this every year. I want to come on here and say, I don't think we're going to win anything. And I want to be wrong at the end of the season. But we're not, Billy. People like you can say what you want. Trolls with no name and no picture, you can say what you want. Just saying nice things doesn't change the course of history. The course of history is changed by wanting to be better, by proving it in the transfer market, by signing proper players, not about whether a YouTuber is right or wrong. All of this, people want the club, you want the club to fail, so you're wrong. No, I want the club to win league titles. I want the club to win FA Cups. I want to win trophies. Lord Coulter said fans really think Levy will pull off a Van der Vaart kind of deal on deadline day, thinking it will push the club in the right direction. Well, last year's deadline day signing was Brennan Johnson. Yes, I agree. I think Greg will surprise people at how ready Maxi is already, though. I don't know. If he goes straight in the team, we're going to judge him as a first team, all right? If he goes straight in the team, I'm being told he's brilliant. Let's see. Zakir, names that I want to sign. I mean, we could do this all day. There's so many good footballers out there. For example, Milan have just signed Fofana. Juventus just signed Kefran Turan. We were told these clubs were in financial crisis. Yeah? We were told they were in crisis. Aston Villa have just signed an Onana. Are you telling me we can't go and sign someone of Onana's ilk? I'd love an Eze. Yeah? Santiago Jimenez. Love a player like that. There's players all over, Zakir. There's players all over. And of course I'll be real. Of course I'll be real. But the thing is, Zakir, just because I want those players doesn't mean I want to sit and praise signing more kids. It's not worked in the past. It keeps you where we are, right? Let's be brutally honest. When you sign kids, when you constantly sign the level of player we're playing, it keeps us anywhere in between 5th and 8th, and every now and then we'll get 4th, depending on what the big clubs do. That's fine. If that's what we want to be as a football club, that's what we want to be. But what happened to building a new stadium to compete? What happened with that? I'm 41, Alf. I'm 41, yes. He's been in here for years, Kudos. Been in here for years. He's a little troll, comes in, says his piece and goes away. He's fine. Paul Pablo said, Spain have better form, but one thing, what nobody has said, England have the strongest squad in the Euros. I don't think England have the strongest squad in the Euros in any way, shape or form. I don't think defensively we're that good. I think in midfield we look pretty lightweight. Not for me. Sorry, I'm not. I don't know who said this. I don't know why. Look at Spain's midfield options. Rodri, Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, Dani Olmo, Marino, Zubamendi. Look at the back. Look at some of the players they've got at the back. Not for me. Robster, I said a well-established club to sign well-established players would be nice. I know the window isn't closed yet, but leaves a lot to be desired. But yeah, Robster, absolutely. But as I said, what will happen in this fan base is if we do sign one good player, we'll go, there you go, you were wrong. This club needs to go and sign 3 or 4. This club needs to go and sign a lot of players, quality players that make us better. That's not negative. That's positive. I think the negative ones, Rob, if we're going to use that term, not say you said this, I think if we're going to talk negative is wanting to constantly do the same thing that keeps failing. That's surely more negative than wanting better. Trippier has struggled out of position. I wouldn't say he's let us down terribly in the tournament, especially when you consider how out of form your second half season. Do you know what? I agree. You're playing a right wing back in a left wing back position. I don't know what people expect from him. He's not left-footed. It shows. And tonight, he's going to be up against Lamine Yamal. So good luck to Kieran Trippier. Costing off Spurs to make sure people have their notifications set to all. Otherwise, YouTube will start to unsubscribe random people for no reason. Yes, please do smash the notification button so that you get all of the alerts from when I go live. Dan has said, Trippier versus Yamal today. Amazing. Theo Hernandez couldn't stop that kid, and we've got Calamity Kieran marking him. I just think he's desperately out of position, but I hear you. Said who? Said who's Zakia? I mean, again, it's a statement. That's an opinion, not a statement, right? You can't make that factually correct. Billy, Savra is 100%. Listen, look, I don't think it's about being 100% correct. There's things I'm wrong on. But the overall opinion of the club, from what I've said, doesn't really change. You know, there might be the odd game where I go, I think we'll lose to City Stand. We win that. People go, you're wrong. But the overall, not winning things, not making proper signings, not wanting to challenge, that's where I think people like me and Stella have been right for a long time. The club are so detached from real fans. We're happy to announce we've now got planning permission for another hotel. I don't care. Buy some proper footballers. I don't care about hotels. I'm a football fan. All these people who study our finance spreadsheets, I don't care. Kate, it's that simple. Kate, it is that simple. I don't know how we make it so difficult every year. I'm trying to get to as many comments as possible. I will do. I'll go for a little bit longer. Ibrahim, big up to you, Ibrahim, has said, Sava, as a Chelsea fan, the players you guys are linked to are ballers. Neto, Doué, Cherky are all elite talents, especially Cherky. For me, he's better than Musiala, but you will see next season. Look, again, I think I don't really use the term ballers. I think that when we get young players like this and the pressure that is hyped on them by calling them ballers and special. Look, I like Cherky, but I think he's just signed for Dortmund, isn't he? If I'm not wrong. Doué has got PSG and Bayern Munich after him, so he won't be coming to Spurs probably. And Neto is a really good player, but always injury prone. We'll see. Lee said Gray played at right back at Cambridge. Thought he was a midfielder. He ain't getting minutes. I think he's a midfielder that fills in at right back. I don't know, Lee. Big up, Lee. Fancy joining me for a few minutes next week during the 24-hour charity stream? That would be absolutely amazing if you would. My brother, my friend. Agreed. Tony up top, Neto on the wing. It would improve us. You've got to keep Neto fit. That's the issue. And for me, what I wouldn't want to see, tell me what you think about this in the chat. I wouldn't want to see us buy Neto and then invert him at every God-given opportunity. I wouldn't want to see him inverted. I want him on the wing. Take your man on, run at them. That's what I want to see. Onana is I mean, he's not trash, is he? I mean, it's things like this. Like this is where I find it really hard, Video Complete. Just now you said, I think Archie Gray will be an 80, 90 million player. And in the very same half an hour, you say Onana is trash. You see how unbalanced a view that is. One plays central midfield for Belgium and now Aston Villa. The other one is a kid who's played in the Championship. Do you see how if we had signed Onana, people would be losing their minds. This is what we do. Alf, I certainly feel 41. I'm telling you that. Oh, Alf, thank you. It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Daniela, but listen, everyone each to their own, but I just think calling him trash is just such a strange example. I bet you Emery does a great job with Onana. You're going to have Onana, Kamara, and McGinn. What a powerful midfield three that is. All of them love a tackle. All of them have a great engine. All of them are real men that get stuck in, and you know what you're going to get. Now compare that to our centre mids. Daniela has said, Billy, our Spurs are failing already. One trophy in the 21st century. That's the last 24 years. Bang on. It doesn't need me to say it. English fans have and media believing they're on hype. Always. I mean, when you watch England play, no one's going to tell me this is the best squad at the Euros. We're playing Trippier at left back. We've got a right winger in Saka at right wing back. Right? No, not having it. France defensively are better. I don't know what that's in relation to. Do a combined Spain and England 11. Oh, I can't. I don't know. I'd take Spain's midfield three. I think their midfield three works. It just works. Fabio Maurice, Olmo, and Rodri works. I'll take their two wingers. I'll take Kane up front. I'll take Walker at right back. I'll take Cucurella left back. I'll take Laporte, and I'll take Stones. And I'll take Unai Simon. I think only 3 or 4 of the English for me. That's just me. I just love. Sometimes it's not the best players. Sometimes it's the way it works. And that midfield three for Spain is brilliant. I think if we sign Tony a good number 6, we'll be super happy. Look, lots of people saying he doesn't even want a 6. We need a midfielder that can sit and hold, right? We need a midfielder that tackles and gets stuck in, and we do. But hey, we'll see. I mean, look, he's made 11 signings as manager so far. And the question I'd ask you, Zakir, is if that position was fundamental to the way he plays, why has not one of the 11 signings been a number 6? Where are we? Robert said, I'm fed up with international football. The World Cup qualifier next with numerous friendlies. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Anthony said, Bayern Munich have signed Paulinho and Elise. That's what I want to see my club do. Yeah, look, whilst I don't think we're going to compete with Munich for top players, I do hear you. I want to see Spurs buy a Paulinho when Fulham signed him. Who scouted him? Do you know what I mean? Who scouted him? Why don't we scout a player like that? Football TV. No, I watch PSG and he is so inconsistent. Who? Please, can we put names in? Guys and girls, when you're going to talk about a player, please put a name in so I know who we're talking about. Are we talking about Fabio Ruiz? I think he's been if we're talking about him, I think he's been absolutely excellent throughout this tournament. He's a superb footballer. Do you know what? I had this conversation last year, and there's a video of me debating a YouTuber, and I'm getting slated by everyone. I'm getting slated by absolutely everyone for saying that Villa are a good team. Villa have got a lot of good players. Was I being negative or was it truthful? Aditya said, our first 11 is good enough to get top 4. We just have to import our bench strength. I don't think it is. I don't think our first 11 is good enough to get top 4. If our first 11 was good enough to get top 4, why didn't we get top 4 last year in a season where Aston Villa played something like 18, 19 games more than us in the season? Why? I don't think our first 11 is as good as people think. I think the midfield is weak. I think we're weaker in the forward areas. And at fullback, I think defensively we lack. Yeah. Remember when you accurately predicted that City was going to end their curse at the Tottenham Stadium? Listen, I just think there's too many opinions that are made with heart. And I admire it. I do. But I don't know how many times people have to be wrong before they constantly get praised for being positive. Yeah, Cherky is going to Dortmund. Great signing. Who would you sign if you could only get one attacker? For I'd have Neto over Eze or even a striker. I suppose it depends what he wants to do. Does he want to put Son through the middle again? Look, this is why I didn't want to sign Werner, because I wanted both. We should be buying a wide player and a forward. Look, I love Eze. I think Eze is one of those who could be a real difference maker. I think he's one that the White Hart Lane faithful, I'll always call it White Hart Lane, I think we could all get behind him. I think he would get on the ball and excite people. And I've not seen a player excite me at Tottenham Hotspur for years. None of our players excite me to the point where I go, oh my God, he's got the ball. Not really. He would. Sava is realistic and the majority of the fans are deluded. They don't want to accept the truth. Look, I just think, I see the same videos from YouTubers every summer. Last year it was, oh my God, what's Ange going to... We've got to give another chance to Ndombele and Lo Celso. Ange will do wonders with them. Ndombele weren't at the club and Lo Celso played about, I don't know how many games he played, hardly any. This year we're going to do it with Davis and Reggie. Who should play, Reggie or Davis? Who's a good backup? Look, we seem to get this kind of memory lapse of the years before. Yeah, exactly. Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham Stadium Hotel. Here we go. Gray has showed me more than Onana. No, he hasn't. Stop this. This is ridiculous. Archie Gray has played in the Championship in a team that didn't even get promoted and were favourites to win the league. So, no, right? Onana has played multiple years in the Premier League and plays for Belgium, right? No, this is just not... I don't get how we do this. Yes, the charity stream does start 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. And don't forget, Spurs are playing in the afternoon. We have QPR as well, so we'll be keeping our eyes on that. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it anywhere. I'll try and find the stream to watch it. And thank you to George, who donated £5 to the Just Giving page. We're now at £40. I can't thank you enough, George and Laurie and Nige. Thank you so much for your donations. I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you very much, my brothers. Z said he's not trash, just don't think he's good enough for a big 16. Onana, I'm referring to. Yeah. Look, I bet you Unai Emery gets him playing. Unai Emery's a good manager. Last summer, I heard that John McGinn, Kamara, and Luis wouldn't get in our 11. Right? So, listen. I'm keeping my powder dry on this one. I think that you can't underestimate what a top manager does. Alf, Onana has no tech, no brain, no composure. I hope he never plays for Belgium again. I mean, okay, listen, we'll see. But listen, I think you could say that for all of our midfielders, couldn't you? Onana much better. Big up, Dan. Said Onana much better than anyone we have as defensive B2B, just not great at going forward. With Ange, we need someone who can do both, and that's hard to find. Problem is, though, Dan, everyone's been complaining for a year that we need a number 6. So now if we're going to ask our number 6 to go forward, what do we do? I don't really know what we want. For sure France are better defensively than England. Absolutely, Foxy. Yeah. A video complete. Absolutely. Foxy has said Onana is a good player. Just the price tag I have an issue with. Nowhere near trash. Trash is someone like Jemba. Exactly. This is where I think people take it to the extreme, Foxy, don't they? We take it to the extreme of I don't rate him versus he is awful. It's just mad. Like Werner. I don't think Werner's trash. I just don't think he's that good, right? Walker over Carvajal. I suppose, listen, it'd be a really good debate. But look, I was trying to shoe on a couple of England players in there, but the Carvajal, he knows what he's doing, that man, doesn't he? Serial winner, he knows. Carvajal, he's got that know-how. And I suppose, look, both of them have had wonderful careers, haven't they? They've both had wonderful careers. Archie is a great player. No, see, again, great. He's not a great player yet, is he? He's not a great player. We're doing that thing again. How can you be a great player when you've only had one season in the Championship? Argentina were average at best when they won the World Cup, and Italy were just jammy at the Euros. Argentina were average at best. I don't know. They scored some wonderful team goals. I thought they played really well. And they had a little man called Lionel Messi. I'm not sure if you heard of him. Listen, excuse me. Right, guys, I don't want you to talk about any other channels, about their subs, about what happened, yeah? Leave Tottenham away alone. Tottenham away are friends of mine. They're doing their thing. None of this talk, please. None of this talk. Is it just me or Contra has been pretty solid? I think Contra does a job when he plays. I do. You know what Contra is? He's just a proper defender. He just wants to defend. We're so worried now, aren't we, about everything else the defenders do rather than defend. Can't agree more. Can't agree more. My problem, Jay, is he's had 11 signings and spent 270 million. Not one of them has been on a number 6. That's my worry. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, leave it with Bevy. Yes, there many people. Just saying. No, not in my combined team. No, because Rice isn't getting in anywhere near Rodri, and I want my midfield to function. And watch Spain's midfield three work for each other. It's amazing. It's amazing. Rodri controls it. Ruiz and Olmo just go and float about, and the link-up play is brilliant. I don't see that sort of link-up play with the others. That's just me. Because other positions are more important, Madison Van de Ven and winger. So from 11 signings, a number 6 was not more important than anything else. 11 signings. Timo, time and patience is needed. Oh, stop. Aston Villa had 21 major trophies. Spurs have 17. Yeah, listen, Aston Villa are a big club. Sava want us to splash the cash on unproven João Neves from Benfica. Unrealistic. Are you saying Sava wants us to? I don't think I've mentioned João Neves' name anywhere. Again, lie. People in the chat, please just don't believe. When someone tells you something I've said, if I've said it, I'll say it. I've not mentioned João Neves at all. I like João Neves. He's a very good player. I don't think Spurs are going to sign a João Neves. Yeah? I think João Neves is a very good footballer. We're not going to sign him. Bigger clubs will want him than us. We're not getting Eze. Glasner wants to keep him. Well, if you want a player enough, you pay what they want. It's that simple. I think we would have made top 4 if Madders and Mickey didn't get injured. But Madders and Mickey played the whole end of the season. They played all the way from February, March, April, and May. And that was some of our worst team performances of the season. So, again, we're just saying these things. It doesn't make it true. I hope so. I hope Eze is a Spurs player this time next week. Anastasia, 101, I said, let's be fair. We had no striker or Worth and should have finished top 4. We lost to some poor teams. Look, we when you say we should have finished top 4, the team that deserved to be there were there, right? That's the way it is. Adel Taarabt was a GOAT in the championship. Adel Taarabt. It's my opinion. May not agree. Onana is a bang average. I would rather have Sarr. I would rather have Onana than Sarr and Basuma for me. Watch him in a Villa shirt. Watch him. Watch what he does. Unai Emery will get this guy playing. I think Onana is inconsistent, is the word I would use. I don't think he's bang average. I think he's inconsistent. Yeah. I think we have a lot of inconsistent midfielders that we rave about. Like if you're saying Basuma and Sarr are the epitome of inconsistent. So why is it all right for ours but not theirs? This is what I mean. We're so biased, it's unreal. We are so biased, it's unreal. I'm fed up with going out of cup competitions early. I'm fed up with hanging around top 4 or 5. Yeah, no, it's not negative. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I fully blame Ange for that last year. We shouldn't have gone out of the League Cup in the first round. Shouldn't have. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Charity stream will break the news for us getting Neto, Tony and Eze all on the same day. Yeah. Can you imagine? Right? Just for once, wouldn't you love to see Spurs do something like that? Spurs announced the double signing of Tony and Eze. I don't know, just something that makes you... I don't know. I feel like I need a huge interest in it again. Like I feel like I need a signing that makes me go, yes. Makes me go, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Where are we? Philly has said, where's Philly? When Villa finish above Spurs 2 years in succession, they are better than Spurs. Well, at the moment they are, yeah. At the moment they are, yeah, but we'll belittle all their players. We'll belittle their manager. None of their players get in our 11. But Aston Villa are a good team that mix it up. If anyone watches Villa, sometimes he'll play a back 4. Sometimes he'll play a back 3. Sometimes he plays 2 up front. Sometimes he plays 3 up front. Sometimes 3 behind the striker. This is a manager who knows how to navigate. What's your opinion on the Spanish midfield? Marino? I like Mikel Marino. I think he's a good player. I've not seen a lot of him in this tournament because, Spain's midfield is brilliant. But, hey, it is what it is. Mick, I never get it. I don't know why. The only way this excuse works is if our next 2 or 3 signings are all from England or Spain. If they're all from the England or Spain squad. Otherwise, look at this. I think Eze will be a waste of money for us if we spend these money on a number 6 and 9. How any Tottenham fan can think Eze would be a waste of money. I don't get it. This is someone just now telling me that Archie Gray is great. Eze would be a waste of money. What are we doing here? Why do we not want better footballers at our football club? Daily Donna Diary has said, Mr. Sauer, I always thought two things are impossible. First is me going on a date with you and England winning something. Tonight might change that. Jesus Christ. I didn't say we should buy him. But we're doing what we do normally. When one of our competitors sign a player, we immediately jump down their throats and belittle them. But when we sign Archie Gray, you lose your mind about it and start telling everyone he's generational, worth 90 million. Both things can't be true. That's what we do. Okay, but isn't that what everyone's been saying we need? Don't we need a number 6 or not? I'm not saying Onana, but can't have it both ways. We can't constantly have it all ways. Big up, listen, Zakir. Listen, it's no problem, man. Z, yeah, Pedri. Yeah, out for the tournament. Who else did it? Pedri and Gavi missing the rest of the tournament. Madness. Foxy said Archie Gray has potential to be a great player, but fulfilling it is another thing completely. Big price tag brings big pressure. Let's see how he handles that first before calling him mate. I agree. You just want a degree of common sense, Foxy. That's what I love about you, mate. Whenever you come in, you talk common sense. Yeah? No one's saying Gray can't be great, but when we're calling him great already after one season, I like James Maddison Aditya. Yeah, I love about people like Aditya. Have you noticed every comment to me is an attack on something I've said? I like James Maddison. I think James Maddison is a very good footballer that you need to play to his strengths. We do not. I like James Maddison. I think you get confidence into that boy. He's a good player. So I'm not sure what you were trying to aim at in that. Exactly. And Bentancur. Chuck Bentancur. All of our midfielders are so inconsistent. Bentancur never has 2 good games in a row, ever. You know what I mean? He has a good game and then for 3 or 4 you don't notice him. Big up to Donna Cullen, who's become a channel member. Thank you so much, Donna. I really appreciate that. And also the Animal has become a YouTube channel member. So big up to the 5 new channel members this show. Really appreciate it. Gives me a chance to just say again, thank you guys and girls. Please, the linked pin is the link to hang on 1 second. I'll put it in here. This post I'm putting in, the next comment, this is the link to the 24-hour charity stream. Please, if you can, please do donate. It's to do with men's mental health and suicide prevention. If that's not a worthy cause, I don't know what is. You think of all the times you super chat YouTubers. Do this instead. This helps saves people's lives. All day, every day, month of Sundays. He's the next level up from anything we've got. Absolutely. Would I take Chiesa for 21 million or Neto for 45? Look, I prefer Neto as a player, but it's that constant worry with the injury. I think both of them, though, are players that we should be looking at. We'll see. Lots of talk that Chiesa's going to go to Roma. I don't know. We'll see. Wouldn't surprise me if Aston Villa rock up and take him. Levy with a bevy said, I'd celebrate us selling Højbjerg, Bentancur, Basuma just as much as an elite signing. We are weighed down. Sure. I agree. I see posts. Like somebody sent me a post the other day. I'm not on X, but somebody showed me this. And somebody had said, Bentancur, again, you know, if it's not injuries, he's saying something bad and he's fighting at the side of the pitch, blah, 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 blah. Just sell him. He's inconsistent anyway. And I went, yeah, I agree. I would. Thousands of comments underneath. He's our best midfielder. He's a baller. He's world class. And I'm sitting there thinking, what are they watching? What is it we're watching? I don't get it. Villa hasn't overtaken. Well, the last 2 years they finished above us and they're in the Champions League. So at the moment, they have overtaken us. The Animal has said, Sava, been following you for over a year. It's time for me to subscribe and support your channel via membership. You're a legend. Thank you very much, The Animal. Keep up the great work. Sorry, bear with me. Sorry. Keep up the great work. Keep sharing the truth. Big up to you, Animal. Thank you very much. Nice to hear some nice things every now and then. Yes, thank you very much. And just in case anyone cared, I am actually going to try and lose 2 stone again, like I did last year. But I don't know why I just slipped that in. But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. 40 million on Archie Gray, 21 million for a Chiesa. And Chiesa's not at the Euros now. I don't know. Fucci has said Archie Gray's potential, but 35, 40 million for one season of Championship is crazy. We need first team signings that go into the 11. I think Anana, we're going to, I can't agree more with you on all of that. Let's just see if we've had any more donations to the Just Giving page. We've got £40 so far. So it's still the same 3 people. Anna, big up to you, Anna. I said, I don't want to keep hearing future player potential, one for the future. What about now? Or am I reaching here? No, you're right. The problem is when you say you want a player for the now, people go, oh, you're a now fan. Well, I've run out of future. When we first started talking about the future, I was 16. I'm 41. Do you know what's happened in my life in those 24 years? Madness. Doesn't matter. 2 years in a row, they finished above us. And last year, they finished above us whilst playing about 17 or 18 games more than us. Facts are facts. Oh, please, we were far better than Villa. Beat them 4-0. Well, we weren't far better than Villa, were we? They finished above us. I don't know what more factual evidence you want than they finished above us. And you do realise they beat us, we beat them. They were in Europe, we weren't. I don't know. The denial is crazy. The denial is absolutely crazy. No, I don't think my wife's going to let me go on a date with a YouTube troll. No, no offence, in a nice way, Donna, in a nice way. Same way you were big up Eze this summer like you did with Madison last summer. We know. Sorry, have you not seen Eze play football? Adichie, I know you like to come in and troll me, but how are we at the stage where fans like this don't want Eze? How have we possibly got to this stage where we have fans who don't think Eze improves us? Jason, Southgate has done a relatively good job of England, but there's too much negativity everywhere. Savvy, you slagged him off. Yeah, I can't stand watching his team play. What will the haters do when he wins the Euros? Well, if he wins the Euros, well done. He's won the Euros by yet another very easy route to the final. I don't know what you expect. Do you think I'm going to go, oh my God, no, I love Southgate? I can't stand his management style. I can't stand watching England play is just unbelievably painful. So no, it is what it is. Just believe. We just believe. It's going to happen. Rich S. Man has said, even if Gray turns out to be a world beater, the owners will cash in and replace with inferior players. Yeah, probably. Strasbourg Steve said, Jason S. England ain't winning nothing, though. And so I'll continue to slander Southgate. Listen, if he wins the tournament playing that football, fair play to him. Doesn't mean I have to like it. And by the way, the problem is I'm not patriotic. So it don't bother me. I don't like him as a manager. I've never rated him as a manager. I think he's got so many top players at his disposal, and we still look so poor. We'll see. Didn't get a number 6 because he wants box-to-box 8. The young players will backtrack and defence. The older mids won't. Well, how did that work out for us defensively? How did that work out for us? Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. So if we want to be a big club, you've got to pay wages. Why are we so worried about what a player gets paid? Right? We built this stadium to compete. We are the 7th richest club in the world, and we are worrying about his salary. Who cares? If he makes you better, pay the salary, get him in. That's how you get better. Not worrying about who's getting paid what. The reason we pay people like Brennan Johnson and Solomon what they get is because they're not that good. They don't move you up. We're football fans. We're not accountants. Big up my broski Steve. Villa has been leaving Spurs behind for years, ever since Purslow told Levy to jog on over Grealish. Our trophy room was robbed. Police are looking for a man with a blue and white carpet. They need to be consistently finishing above us season off season. Well, they have 2 years in a row, and they're now in the Champions League. They're making good moves in the market. I'm not sure what else you need to see. Again, you're in denial. Exactly. We're going to pay Werner 165k a week, but we're worried about Chiesa. Where are we? I could be dead by the time these guys reach their ceilings. Oh my God. I genuinely think I will die before I see Spurs win a title. And that's a real sad indictment, isn't it? Because I'm hoping not to die anytime soon. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Tongue in cheek, but true. Spurs rule says it's not the transfer fee, it's the wages we won't pay. Remember, a lot of top players' wages are 10 million a year. Archie Gray will be on 2 million maximum. How many years can fans? This. We will buy Archie Gray for 2 reasons. 1, fans are already calling him great. 2, his wages are going to be minimal. You're absolutely right. You've got to pay top players big wages. That's how it is. Whether we agree with how big those wages are or not, that's the game we're in. What happened in Sava's life in this 24 years? City became the fourth biggest club in England. Arsenal won a few FA Cups. United fell off. Chelsea fell off. Spurs won nothing. I mean, hang on, Alf. I mean, what a way to absolutely belittle a club. Chelsea fell off. In the last 20 years, Chelsea are the most decorated club in England. Let that sink in. About United win trophies all the time. Arsenal have won, in the last 24 years, Arsenal have won a league, FA Cups, League Cups. I mean, it's only Spurs that have done nothing in that 24 years. Absolutely. How can people big up Archie Gray and discredit Eza? It is mental. But you know, Sean, when I get called negative and I say that fans have the club they deserve, how can you not feel that when we've got people saying, Eze, we don't need Eze. Eze's not better than for us. It's just off. He's a quality footballer. What are we doing here? Barney has said, yes, we fell apart in the end, but if you can't see we are better than Villa, you know nothing. Facts tell me I'm right and feelings tell me that you're wrong. Unfortunately, Barney, at the moment, this season we got to come up. At the moment, Aston Villa are a better team than us. They finished above us. They got to the semi-finals of a European competition. Yeah, and they went further than us in the Cups. So it doesn't matter how much you want to have a go at me. Factually, I'm correct. And facts don't care about feelings. That's the problem. Spurs Raw said, we are worried about salary because our stadium loan probably has some kind of covenant on it, ensuring wage ratios to be under. Listen, if that's the case, then we may as well just stay at White Hart Lane, right? I don't really care. Do you know what? I don't care enough about England as a national football team to be in the mud about anything. And people who use the phrase "in the mud" are childish. If we're going to be honest, fans talk like it's coming out of their own pockets. Oh, for sure, for sure. Werner earns more than Chiesa. That is insane. Yep. Margot Robbie's in the chat. There she is. Sava, if you go on a date with Donna, I will never forgive you. These two in my chat for years have been very, very funny. I'll give them that. Leave Gray alone. What are you talking about? Brennan Johnson scored a hat-trick today. Brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant. Sava, by your league table logic, are Arsenal only a draw worse off Man City? Yes. Arsenal have challenged Man City 2 years in a row. Arsenal were a very good team. Yes, as Spurs fans, it's nice not to see them winning the league. But they've challenged for a league title 2 years in a row. Man City are for me, are better than everyone else. Of course, they keep winning it. But Arsenal were a very good team with a couple of twigs could win it. So if I'm not going to judge Villa being above us 2 years in a row as to why they're better than us, how do I judge it exactly? I think some of you people just say things for the sake of it. Paul said, never known a fan base to worry about the club's money. So, mate, does any other club talk about their chairman finances as much as we do? Does anybody talk about finances and anything to do with money as much as we do? I don't see why. You buy proper players in, they come and they help and they fight. And I don't know why. Why would it cast a shadow over Maddison? You build a squad that can compete. There's room for both of them. Top managers will find room for both. Spurs rules said the owners have a responsibility to come out and explain what their true ambition is. Remember, the club is nothing without the fans. If we stop going to the stadium, the banks will call in on the loan. People are never going to stop going to the stadium. And I'm not saying they should, but Arsenal fans do actually. I don't know what that means. Arsenal fans do what? I don't know. Thoughts on Romero from his previous season? His game and discipline improved? I thought that he was better last year. I think that for me, it's really difficult because him and Van der Ven are left massively exposed by the midfield and the fullbacks. But I do think that Mickey Van der Ven gets Romero out of a lot of trouble. I do, with his pace. Look, I like Romero. He's a good player. I just don't go into raptures about him like others do. That's all it is. And I know people always think I hate him. I don't hate him. I just don't think he's this world-class centre-back that many think he is. We can bring up what we want. Thank you very much. Which DM would buy? I don't think we will. Chelsea and United fans complain too about the money. Nowhere near what we do. And for different reasons. Chelsea spend it like it's going out of fashion. Man United are spending it. We talk about it the other way because we just, I don't know. I just don't know what we are. Maddison and Eze can play together in a 3-4-3. Listen, as I said, a top manager finds a way to get players in. But it's all about competition for places. As my man Sean Whelan says, it's about competition. We shouldn't be looking at all and saying, he can't sign for him because we got him. We need competition all over. Yeah, look at City squad, Madrid squad, more quality the better. Of course. Man City don't rely on one player. Look at those forward areas. They rotate every game. Sure, for me, it's just, I don't know how anyone can be called world-class when you're that wildly inconsistent. I don't know how anyone can be called world-class when you're in a defence that let in 61 goals. It just doesn't work for me. In the last 2 years, Christian Romero has been part of a back four or a defence that's conceded 124 Premier League goals. Just saying. Sava, you surprised Van der Ven didn't start for the Netherlands? No, I think the Netherlands have got quality centre-backs all over the place. Again, it's that Spurs thing. We see him play for us and go, oh my God, he must play. But the Netherlands, they've got, when you look at the likes of De Vrij, De Ligt, Ake, Van Dijk, they've got players all over the place. So no, I wasn't surprised, if I'm honest. Villa fans were calling top four financial trophy. It's the first time they got into the Champions League. It's the first time they've been in the Champions League. It's a huge deal to them. Look where they were 5 years ago. They were in the Championship. We need a relegation to sort out the club and get new owners in. I don't think we need a relegation. I just think we need new owners in. Is Saliba really the best defender in the world now, like most say? I don't think he's the best defender in the world. No, I think he's a top defender. Not in the world. No, not in the world. I think there's some great centre-halves out there. When I look at the likes of Van Dijk, Diaz, I think Nathan Ake is a brilliant defender as well. I think John Stones is a very good defender. There's loads of them. I think Rudiger is a top centre back. Jonathan Tah, a very good centre back. So not the best in the world, but I really do rate Saliba. He's a very good player. Eze's son and a striker with Maddison as a number 10 would be a different dynamic than last season. Yep, he won't do it though. Destiny 5 said Travis Scott just did a sold-out concert at the Spurs Stadium. More money, of course. Sava, this season would be so fun because Chelsea, Man U, Newcastle, Chelsea, Villa would be stronger and equal. So for Spurs, even top 5 would be super hard to get. I think what we've got to remember as well, you've got to factor in that Spurs now have Europe. That's going to take its toll. So I don't disagree with you. I really, really don't disagree with you. Sava, 4 players you would keep. Personally, I would go Vicario, Romero, Van der Ven and Maddison. Yeah, when I look through our team, there's a lot that I wouldn't be sad to go. But, I mean, look, Vicario, yeah. Romero, yeah. Van der Ven, yes. Maddison, yes. I'm not particularly enamoured with any of our central midfielders. Porro and Udogie, I like as players. I just think they played wrong. Son would obviously stay, but I think that Son, in the next couple of years or in the next year, we're going to have to do something about slowly trying to find a replacement. This. Exactly. You don't buy backups. You buy starters that cause competition for places. Yeah. Why do I think 90? I mean, I don't know the exact number. I think it comes from that hope, doesn't it? It comes from that lack of success. It comes from that hope that if we just believe, like last year when everyone was getting really silly about Spurs can win a league title. And it was like, if we just get lucky, after 10 games, we're like, if we just get lucky, lucky for another 30 games? We go on a bit. We go on a bit too much about luck and hope and dreaming, and that's fine. But the big teams don't talk about luck and hope. The big teams buy top players and go and show it. Surely there was a place for Van der Ven. What, in the Dutch team? Well, the Dutch manager didn't think so, and he was one of the best centre-halves I've ever seen. So we'll see. Chelsea have won 21 major trophies in 24 years. I think just because they've had 2 bad years, people go, they've fallen off. It's like, oh, can you imagine having their 20 years? Let's see. I'm gonna finish up in 4 minutes' time. Yeah, I was told that Villa couldn't buy anyone because they had FFP and PSR. And Romero was wild inconsistent last season. The defence conceded 61 goals. You put Romero in Real Madrid, you would see that he is world class. And playing the system throws him under the bus. But he played in a different system the year before, and he wasn't great. So every year, what we do is to look, a world class player stands out every game. He doesn't. I'm not saying he's not a good defender, but world class defenders stand out. Look at Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk stands out like a sore thumb. That is world class. Romero is nowhere near that level. So let's not. Last year it was Conte didn't play him right. This year it's Postecoglou doesn't play him right. Well, he's a centre back. You've got to defend. I think he makes too many mistakes. I think he is too rash, and I think that Van der Ven made him look better than he is. But that's just me. Yeah, I do agree. Spurs Raw said the stadium was the worst thing to happen to the fans because it meant we didn't win anything for the owners to be successful. Other clubs need to win. I completely agree with you. Those fans are a disgrace to the fan base because of them. Every other fan thinks that we're deluded and mouthy. Look, I just think there are people that go on to panel shows and just say loads of stuff. Like, I really like Little Dan from the US. Really nice lad. But I remember going on to the show with him a couple of times and he's going, oh, you're so negative about Spurs. We've got the best forwards, the best defenders. We're in a title challenge. And I was like, you're going to see by the end of the season how wrong that is. But nah, you're negative. This is why no one likes you. Okay. But it turned out you were nowhere near right. Because why? Common sense. So we are better than Chelsea because we finished a couple of points above them, even though they beat us twice. Depends on your different. Well, we finished above them at the moment. We're in better shape than Chelsea. But I think Chelsea, what you saw with Chelsea, their trajectory towards the end of last season looked very good. We don't know what to expect from Chelsea now. They've got a new manager, new signings. But, Barney, they finished above us 2 years in a row. How can we not say that Villa are better than us? I don't know. Just don't get it. Saliba stands out for me. Saliba every game looks very good. No, that's not what I said. Phil, listen, that's not what I said. Listen, Romero is too inconsistent. He doesn't stand out every game. You watch Virgil van Dijk, he is dominant. Yeah? Watch Rudiger for Real Madrid, dominant every game. Watch Ruben Diaz for Man City, stands out like, watch Ake, consistent. For me, Romero's a very good player that doesn't do it consistently enough. But if we're going to start calling players world class, I need to see a lot more if we're going to call him world. I don't even think he's one of the best 5 or 6 defenders in the Premier League. No, of course we won't. Right, but that's not for Tottenham. That's not for Tottenham. We're Spurs. We're not Argentina. You've got to stand out. You've got to do it again and again and again. Every week, he's got to put in 8 to 9 performances. That's what world-class players do. Romero's still not better than Prime Yan. Romero's still not better than Prime Yan, and people have never said Yan was world-class. Yeah, agreed. Romero's nowhere near Vertonghen or Alderweireld. Nowhere near. On the ball, in defence, in the air, nowhere near these players. And they were never even called world-class. But he wasn't. The defence conceded goals for fun. Sorry, Phil. Common sense. You cannot have a defence that concedes that many goals that regularly and we call them world-class. You can't. That's really, really disingenuous. You can't have this. It's absolutely mental. There were so many games last season. I'm watching Romero give the ball away and Van de Ven comes and mops up for him. World-class players don't do that. This is absolutely mad. For your information, Romero is the Copper team of the season this year. So, what's that got to do with anything? Aditya, you keep coming in with these stupid little sayings. I'm talking about in the Premier League, week in, week out. Yeah? But the year before we had a different excuse as to why he had a poor season. The year before we had look, at the end of the day, we're doing what we normally do as Spurs fans. Everyone is so overhyped. Everyone is so overhyped. Romero's a good defender. I'm not doubting it. But I don't understand. Watch Saliba, watch Romero. Watch Rudiger, watch Romero. Right? And this. Romero got absolutely ripped to pieces by Mbappe in the World Cup final. This is the thing. For me, world class, you need to do it week in, week out. Consistency. You can't be in a defence that concedes 61 goals and 63 goals in 2 years. You can't. Exactly. Yeah, Lloris won a World Cup. He's world class. Never world class. He was a good goalkeeper. No, again, please come on. I'd love you to come on. I never blamed that on Romero. Oh my God, good God. He was a big improvement on the season before. I think Van de Ven really made him look better though. I think, like when we saw Romero defending against Chelsea in that 4-1 defeat, world-class players don't do that. World-class players don't, I'm afraid. Saw him against Newcastle. He was so rash and nearly got sent off. World-class players don't do this. He's a good player. What is this need to make everyone world-class? What is this need for everyone to call players world-class? I just don't get it. The words world-class generational trash get used far too often. The reality is not many world-class players in this era. I completely agree with you. I mean, if Romero's such a world-class centre-half, why do we have so many people calling for him to go and play at number 6? I think he would get exposed at Real Madrid as well. I do. I think he's a good defender, but I just think we rate people fast. Like last year, I heard Parrott, best right back in the league. Dogi, best left back in the league. Van de Ven and Romero, the best centre half pairing. They conceded 61 goals, and then it all gets blamed on the midfield. Now, yeah, tactics play a part, but if you're brilliant defenders, you're not conceding that many goals. Sure. Well, let's let him peak into a world-class player then. Romero has a higher point average, 7-1 Saliba. Make a point average by who? Who on earth is making up these point averages? Agreed. I think Gabriel's more consistent. But I give up. I give up. I truly give up. Okay, so all of you people, right? Are we blaming this on Ange? We're blaming this on Ange, right? We're blaming this on Ange. If we're saying that Romero's world-class and the only reason we can see goals is because of what's in front of him, that's Ange's fault, right? Because Ange sets the tactics. Ange didn't buy the midfielders needed. So we're blaming Ange. Which one is it? I think he is in that bracket for me. I've never been in the six. You have to keep the video about shit going. I just don't know what you watch, Phil. I don't know how anyone watches a defence that can see that many goals and praise these players to this level. It is absolutely madness. And then people will praise Bentancur and Sarr. What is going on? Again, Phil, I'm going to say it, no offence. This is why we don't deserve success. This is why we don't deserve success. We're never honest. We're never, ever honest. I mean, that Arsenal game, Romero was just all over the place at the back. As a world-class centre-back, he should be demanding. He should be telling everyone, you there, you, oi, get in here, you, wing-back, get in here. I don't see him doing that. Romero gives his all. I'm not doubting that. All right? Romero gives his all. He's a good centre-half. But this constant need to want everyone to be world-class is absolutely ridiculous, and we don't learn. You can't concede that many goals and be called world-class. You just can't do it. And is indeed a fraudulent manager for leaving Romero and VDV by themselves to defend every single game. Look, even in games where they weren't left alone, though, I see Romero brings the ball out a lot, gives it away. No one ever talks about that. He comes out, gives it away, and people just don't notice it. But as I said, a good centre-half. Is he as good as Vertonghen? Nope. Is he as good as Alderweireld? Nope. Is he as good as Ledley King? Nope. Is he as good as Jonathan Woodgate? Nope. Right? These players weren't even called world-class. Right? Let that sink in. Barney, grow up, mate. No, it's not half glass empty. I just tell the truth. If you don't want to be here, see you later, mate. See you later. You don't understand football. It's not my fault, my friend. You're me. So I don't think we have a world-class player at Arsenal who is far better than Spurs. I agree. This is the problem. Like, I think Saliba's a top defender. Don't think he's world-class yet. I think he could be. But, hey, it is what it is. Hey, I'm going to leave it there. Look, I look forward to it then. Van der Ven's world-class. Romero's world-class. Porro's world-class. Udogi's world-class. Bentancur's world-class. But we concede 61 goals. Embarrassing. 4-0 down at Arsenal, at Liverpool. 3-0 down to Arsenal. Embarrassing. Hey. There you go. I would say Ange's style of football is the problem for our defenders. It throws them under the bus. It's never the defender's fault. The year before, you were making excuses for Romero under Conte. Conte's system allowed us to defend. So what was the excuse the year before? Why is it never actually on the player? Why is it always somebody else's fault? Or could it be that the player's just not consistent? Every game is world-class, Phil. Every game. Watch Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool. Great player. He's a beast. What's Saliba won? Nothing? Okay, so the year before then, why wasn't Romero very good the year before then? How can you call a player world-class who has a bad season than a good season? How can you based on what? But Messi called him world-class. Oh, right. So if Messi says it, we all have to believe it. Romero has Davis and Dyer next to him under Conte. Okay, but now the excuse is that he hasn't got that. And now the excuse is he's got Bentancur in front of him, who everyone raves about. I don't understand. Again, look, it's excuse. Look, he didn't even stand out in that back three. He should have stood out head and shoulders above everyone. But listen, Spurs fans, we will do what we keep doing. We'll keep bigging up these players that don't actually deliver. And it is what it is. If Conte had VDV, you would see a difference. I love this. The year before, it was blaming someone else. This year, it's blaming someone else. Next year, it will be blaming someone else. Listen, I just think your standard of player that you think is world-class must be very poor across the board. You must think so many footballers are world-class for me. Hey, that's just me. Because if you're going to put Romero in world-class, I can think of another 30 centre-backs across the world as good as Romero that you would put in. Out of the 12 games we lost last season, we've only had our full-back line, Udogi, VDV, Romero, Parrott, for 2 of those losses. What do you say about that? I don't say anything. I don't say anything. It is what it is. That's the squad he put together. You know, mate, Yomi, I think the standard of football is, but I think fan standards is in the gutter. Phil's got his standards are, no offense, good, big up Phil, but again, these standards are in the gutter. Everyone is world class. Yeah, Archie Gray is great. Fuck, what are we doing here? Like, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, girls, I'm going to leave it there. Much love. Please keep it nice in the chat. No abuse. Here we go. Sorry, just really, really quickly. As reported, Florian Plettenberger said, as reported, Juan Laporta and Hansi Flick want to bring Nico Williams to Barca this summer. And Romano has said the release clause for Dani Olmo is valid until July the 20th after reaching the Euros final. No talks with Man City so far, as mentioned weeks ago. Race remains open with several clubs interested. You just get the feeling Man City will swoop in and take him, and he'll be the Bernardo Silva replacement. Big up, everyone. Take care. Hang on, this is a style of play doesn't determine 1v1 defending. That's down to the player himself. 1-1. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we blame the manager for when Romero gives the ball away. We blame the manager for when he's one-on-one and not defending properly. Hey, it is what it is. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy the game tonight. I'm not massively patriotic, so I don't want to go down the whole come on England route. Speak to you soon. Hopefully, next time we do a stream, hopefully this week we bloody sign someone. If not, guys, here is the link once more. Here is the link once more for the Just Giving page for men's mental health and suicide prevention. Come on, £1 each, £5, something like that would be great. And we're going to be doing that next Saturday, 10 a.m. through to Sunday, 10 a.m. Join us then. Ash, of course it doesn't help. Of course, but every goal, we can't just say it's the same every goal. I've seen one-on-one when Romero's up against the centre forward and you think he ain't got this. So please. Listen, we can agree to disagree, but if you watch players who are inconsistent and think they're world class, then I can't help you. I don't know what to say. Is Bentancur world class? Do you know what I mean? Is some world class? Again, massively inconsistent from one week to the next. Are these players world class? You watch Phil Foden, that's world class. Week in, week out in a Man City shirt. Week in, week out, delivers. Yeah? Hey. But again, I think he's shit from corners. How can a centre-half who's shit from corners be called world class? How can a centre-half from corners be... Hey, it is what it is. Take care, everyone. See you later. And please look at this link. Look at this link. We're trying to help people with mental health problems, prevent suicide. That's a great cause. So far, we have raised, is it still the £40? £85. Brilliant. Let me just say a massive thank you to the Costa del Spurs who put in £5. Tony and AC put in £20 as well. And Anna Dawes put in £20. Big up. Yes, rather than the super chats, put the money in there to a really worthwhile cause. Thank you so much to Anna, to Tony, to Costa del Spurs, to George, to Nige, and to Laurie Boost. £85 through one show. That's brilliant as we head towards the 5K target. Much love all. And as we go, Ash, Foden was excellent the other night against Holland. Foden was excellent. But you've got to play him in his position, haven't you? You can't just stick him out on the left wing and go on. Come on. Let's keep this real. We've got to stop being so biased to all our players. We really, really have. By the way, did Romero get in the Premier League Team of the Year? Just asking, because he was world class, right? Take care, everyone. See you later. And as always, come on, you Spurs.